Steve Sarkisian says Texas still does not have a quarterback issue on its hands despite a slow start from Quinn Ewers that led to a 30-15 loss against Georgia. Let's talk about the quarterback situation next. Hey everybody, Brian Davis covering the Texas Longhorns for A to Z Sports. Well, if you're a Texas fan, you were probably super frustrated with the events of the evening at what was one of the biggest games in Royal Memorial Stadium history. Georgia 30, Texas 15. Man, what a frustrating night if you're a Texas fan, no doubt about it. But let's be clear. This was not a defensive problem. This was all on the offense. Quinn Ewers, not very good. Borderline awful. 25 for 49 for 211 yards. Yes, he threw 2 touchdowns. But if you watched the first half, 2 fumbles, an interception, all those short fields led for easy scoring drives for the Georgia Bulldogs. Steve Sarkisian made the switch with about 4 minutes left in the second quarter, put in Arch Manning. He wasn't much better. Manning 3 of 6. He also fumbled the ball away for a turnover. That's not good. When your quarterbacks have 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles lost, 1 interception. The offense had 4 turnovers on downs, including 3 of the last 3 drives. It was brutal. I mean, there wasn't any downfield passing really much. Quinn, I thought, held the ball too long. You got to get rid of it faster than that against Georgia's fantastic defensive front. Look, I know the whole thing was this wasn't Georgia's normal defense, their normal defense that won back-to-back national titles. I get it. But it's still Kirby Smart. It's still the Bulldogs. Look at the sacks. Texas gave up 7 sacks against the Dogs. I mean, that is incredible, right? Where was the offensive line that has won all these SEC offensive linemen of the week awards? They really struggled, I thought. The receivers, they got to take some of the blame. They weren't getting open down the field. Obviously, the running game, it was so-so, but all their yards came in the second half, right? Quinn Ewers is still going to be the quarterback going forward. Steve Sarkisian said as much in postgame. He said, look, Quinn is the starting quarterback. And he also made it clear that he only put Manning in for just a couple of drives so Quinn could sort of reset. And at that point, they were just trying to get to halftime. But if you're sitting at home and you've watched a slow start against Oklahoma in his first game back, a slow start against Georgia, Oklahoma was just bad enough that Texas could overcome it. Georgia was a legit team. They couldn't overcome that, right? You know, the common thread of that is that was Quinn for both, right? And so I'm not saying that I'm sitting here ready to advocate for a quarterback change, but I tell you what, the leash has got to start getting shorter, at least in terms of just giving Quinn Ewers carte blanche the way that Sark has been doing that. Quinn will be the starter against Vanderbilt. I know some of you don't think that. You're already contacting me on social media telling me that. I understand. But for right now, that's the way the coach is going. So you have to hope that Quinn Ewers learns from tonight's game, learns from his mistakes, and picks it up and goes forward. Look, they got a big game next week against Vanderbilt, a team that won yet again this week. I think they come in with a 3-game winning streak coming into Nashville next week. Texas is going to the same place that Alabama lost, and they threw the goalpost into the Cumberland River. So it's going to be a huge matchup next week. Quinn and Manning, whoever's back there, the quarterback has to get it together because tonight was on the offense. Defense, number 1 ranked defense in the country. You did pretty good against Carson Beck. It's really hard to give up, to look at that, to look at what happened tonight and say it was their fault. Tonight was on the offense. For more about this, for more about the crazy call where everyone was throwing debris on the field, for more about the fallout from all this and what did Quinn say about Saturday's performance, you can read it all at A to Z Sports. Come follow us, atozsports.com/Longhorns. But for right now, I'm out of time. I'm Brian Davis. We'll see you next time.